Hey everyone. Good evening. Oh, there we go. Good evening. I've chosen to do this moon um I'm going to say ceremony because I'm going to be in it tonight. So I'm feeling this ritual going on, but really to give this energy report a little bit later than I normally would. We're right under the energy and the fullness of what's going on. And what that is really around this energy is asking us for truly stepping into conscious communicating. And I say that because it needs to come from this willingness by us to actually see our thoughts. And I say see our thoughts, but to really start to see what we're creating, because whatever we're thinking inside, whatever actions we're not taking or are taking, whatever words we're saying, we need to sort of start to really hone in on this. That's the invitation, right? Last month, if you've been following along, and last month really being 2 weeks ago, we were really invited with that energy to take the masks off, take down anything that has us feeling like we are still mimicking or wanting to try to be like someone else, to emulate what else is going on in media, what else is going on in your family, your friends, your colleagues, so that the authenticity is really coming from that central core part of you. Now, this takes work, and this takes work from the space of there might be certain areas of your life that things are going really well, and it's often those areas over there that you've been potentially ignoring, hiding from, and just haven't come to a space of fully integrating them, right? They happen to be the ones that we're probably triggered with more. And we're trying to really keep figuring it out with our minds as to how we're going to get through that. Well, truth of the matter is, we need to go through it in order to really move beyond it. And I say that because we all have these things, right? And I'm no different. There's things that's like, okay, I know you're coming up, and I need to now really spend time with you, really connect in with you, the problem, the it, because these things are often such vulnerabilities to each of us, and our vulnerabilities are really where our strength lies, because we need to move through these things that we've held on to for so long, or they might not have been that long. However, depending how we are perceiving them, which is really what it is, how we're perceiving these things, and how much we want to feel certain that that's it, or how it's kept us in this comfort zone for so long. So this energy right now is just saying, okay, we're coming to the end of a year, right? 2022 is only a few weeks away, and we've gone through so much. For anyone that is here listening to this, only you know what you've been through, and it's a beautiful time to honor that. In some of our group work this past week, it came up to really look at what are we grateful for? What have we been moving through? Because if we don't take the time to honor that, how do we see how much we've grown, matured, acclimated, right? Where we're aligned with the intentions. Are we being intentional, right? Or are we just still trying to resolve something? So, again, this energy, it's about how am I leading my own life? And if leading can feel too big, it's really, are you being a role model for yourself? Because in being that role model for yourself, you're actually being able to be a role model for other people. So just tune in. And in order to tune in, we need to sort of stop the noise, right? So communicating is really honing into what do you hear, right? What are you listening to? Is it deep listening, or is it just still a buzz, right? Are you thinking you're missing out? Because the true answers do lie in the heart, right? Our mind, as we know, we need that, except we have that higher mind, right? The higher self, the one that can give us the knowledge that we need. It has our wisdom and the knowledge we actually gain from other people and other things that we acquire and listen to, but truly it has the wisdom to help us keep moving in the direction. And again, that direction is based on the intentions. So if I'm choosing, as I do, to become all I have the potential to become, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be here next week. I need to navigate these other pieces, right? And that's just coming into more fullness and really saying, if I want this aspect of my life to change, I really need to do that deep inner work. So we want to be really thoughtful and mindful for ourselves so that we're doing that inner work. We're always we're not always necessarily doing it, but the invitation is always that we are able to contemplate differently so that we are so self aware that in that self awareness, we're able to tune in a little bit more, make some tweaks, shifts. So we're not hard on ourselves, right? We need to learn things, integrate them, move through them. And we need to do that with and by taking action, right? Having and being in that space of nurturing ourselves and also finding the solution, right? We need to act on and move towards that solution. Takes time. Everyone's at a different level, and that's for you to determine. Except to determine that, you also still need to make some decisions and keep moving in that direction. Otherwise, it can still continue to be that mind wanting to understand it, which is what this energy is going to do right now, right? It wants us to still understand, except we can't just understand. We need to move through a cycle. Our bodies, our beings need to emote. We need to feel it. We need to feel it and honor it so we move through it, right? We just also need to choose that mindfulness and thoughtfulness so that when we are expressing out here into the world to you, who's ever's listening to this, and to whatever's going on, because we're moving into the holiday season, right? So if we want a different type of communication happening and a different type of connection with our families, with our colleagues, with our children, with our neighbors, we want to really sit in the what is it now and what do I want, so that that feeling part, you start to feel into it, you start to feel into the energy, the vibration, so that it truly is and does become you because you're becoming it. Okay, it doesn't just happen by saying it. It doesn't just happen because my mind says it's going to happen. No, all of this is an interplay, right? So take the time just to be a little more mindful and make those choices, because we're actually stepping into not only are we coming out of a year, we're actually stepping into a new year. We're stepping into these cycles of energy, right? The cosmos run by cycles of energy, so that whoever you were 10 years ago, right, is not the person you're now going to be 10 years from now. It's not who you are now, but certainly 10 years from now, 5 years from now, what do you envision for your life, right? It might still be to be, I'll use successful, right? But that means something very different. It might mean abundance, it might be prosper. But what does that mean to you, right? What type of connections do you want in your life? And how are you bringing that person, that energy out into the world? Because that's really what you're doing. All the energy that you're putting out there, we want it to be in the highest form, right? So that goes back to the willingness to see your thoughts, so that your thoughts and your actions and things are truly coming from an authentic space of self-awareness. And the energy knows, right? It's all energetics. I know there's people that are still trying to figure that out, and that takes time, but be open to it. Be open to the fact that the world is all energy and vibration and frequency, and it's up to us to start to realize this isn't woohoo talk, right? This is science has it all figured out. Ancient wisdom had it figured out. The indigenous, we who are energy healers, except what's really happening is it's us that needs to keep up leveling who we are so that we continue to help to tune in and tune the energy of what we want the world to become. It comes through us, right? So you're not done. You're never done. You just keep becoming a better version. Okay. So whatever is arising for you right now under this energy, truly honor it, because full moons are about bringing it to the fullness, really looking at it, taking the time. What is that person, that me, that is authentic, that is authentically wanting to move to the next level for next year? And that starts now, so that we're continuing to move and meet up with the energy. So if that takes you an extra week or three, it's okay. Rest in asking your heart, right? Connect in. bring it inward. If you don't know how to align and you don't have tools, ask. We always offer this beautiful practice to work with and clear the energy, clear the stress. And in that same practice is something that the Heart Math Institute has put forth to really help you anchor into that, so that you're leading in your core. Okay, so there's many different ways to do that. Certainly, I have something that works for me, and I continue to live by that, and I believe in it strongly, and I have faith in the fact that it works. Um, it's up to me, just coming through the heart, right? So may you lead your own life with heart. In everything that you do, and just again tuning in and being more self-aware, because if something is off, it's okay. We're emotional beings. We're supposed to go through it all. Nothing's a problem. It's just, how do we solve that? How do we tune in a little bit more, right? Bring it in, understand, and just really flow and ride with all of that. So happy mooning. Um, know that you're replacing it with something which is a better version of you, and whatever that version is. And just, yeah, honor yourself this month. Really, this is such a beautiful, beautiful month. As again, end out 2022 and are going to be moving into 2023. So much love. I'll leave it there. Take care, and always ask questions if there's anything that's coming up for you. How I can, just lend what might have happened for me. I know I play with the energy, not only just the cosmos, but all the energy that's going on. It's what I do to help clients. I'm able to move and go into the field and play with it. And that's what everyone has the capacity to do. It's just, do you want to? So take care. Much love. And we'll see you again in a couple of weeks with a new moon. Okay. Take care. Love.